I've always been interested in plants and birds and stuff, but it's since moving to Gilmerton and getting my own garden, which is 10 years ago now, I've become much more involved in birds and bird life and relationships with birds. So they've been appearing more in my work as well.
So when we're talking about birds, they come here, and there's one even there just especially for us, hopping around.
There are lots.
Yeah.
And the blackbird there next to the RA on the wall, I had a very special relationship with when I first moved here for 3 or 4 years. He ate out of my hand, he came in the house, he felt very safe with me, and he was a really intelligent bird, and so yeah, he was a special one. I haven't had one exactly like him since.
Yeah.
I've had a tame robin who unfortunately died earlier on last year, but so yeah, birds are very characterful, they vary hugely.
Yeah.
I have another blackbird now who isn't so intelligent and is quite fearful, and anyway.
That's nice. And in fact there's that lovely picture of the birds in the front garden as well. Is that in the studio?
Yes.
Is that in the studio just now?
Yes, it is.
I'll do a picture of it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, and the nice story about that is that when I first came, the front of the house was pure concrete.
Yeah.
And I took up slabs and planted these twigs, which have become a hedge. And gradually the sparrows came. There were 3 or 4 one year, then there were 7 or 8, and now there must be about 40 of them.
Wow.
And that's what that painting is based on, inspired by my lovely sparrows.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, do you find, like, because of living here and being so surrounded by nature, because you've got these big windows, do you find that you paint very differently according to the seasons, or just it always varies depending on subjects that emerge?
I'm sure I do paint different seasons, but not necessarily in the season
In
that
the
I'm
season,
in. Yeah. I'm very slow, and things can take a long time to emerge. So I might get inspiration, and then it's years down the line before the painting happens.
Yeah.
Based on a sketch or a photograph or something that I've put down and come across later, or that I've worked and it's not worked out, so I have to go back to it. It just varies.
Because there are also a lot of paintings of flowers. So there's birds and there's flowers up here next to you there.
Yeah. This one here, almost every year, really at this time of year, we can go and look at them. I get hellebores in my garden, and it's such a bleak time of year that they mean an awful lot to me, and they're just so beautiful. I usually do rather stylised version of them, not always, but as a sort of homage to what they bring to me at this time of year.
Yeah.
We should go and take
and
a photograph.
have a photo, yeah. And actually, I recognise the vase.
Ah, yes.
That's a really cool vase.
Anthropology.
And
I'll take a cut.
I was going to say, sponsorship, please.
Yeah, no, that cup up there is an anthropology cup. And that red and white.
That you own?
I do.
Yes. Very nice. The painting that I have is flowers. Remember
the poppies.
Yeah, and it was painted in Paris, or started in Paris.
It was painted in Paris.
Painted entirely in Paris when we came to see you.
Anemones, I think that was. I think it was anemones. No, or ranunculus.
Yes, that's a different thing, yeah.
In fact, your mum's one is ranunculus, I think.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, but in a very different style.
Yeah, it's very different, but there's a thing familiar about it as well. And it's interesting that she chose almost the same painting I chose, in that they're similar. There's a sort of thing there. Oh, there's another bird. Just about that Paris trip, what was the idea? Did you just want time away from your...
I had such a strong feeling about needing to get away.
Yeah.
Really, I couldn't say exactly why, but I knew I needed to get away. And
it's a pigeon. Get rid of it.
And I remember, I can't remember what order it all happened, but coming across a book in a charity shop, which felt like a guidance thing. You may have come across it, Women Who Run with the Wolves.
Oh yeah, it's a great book.
And I knew I had to follow this urge to get away and to just concentrate on my artwork.
Because you rented a studio, but then also a painting studio, so 2 spaces.
I had a room in the 9th,
Yeah,
with a wee loo on the landing, and then I rented a bedsit up in the 18e,
yeah.
just behind the
Sacré-Cœur.
behind the Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
Very good.
With the and my local cafe on the corner was the one in Amélie, the film,
Yeah,
as you remember.
yeah.
And that worked well. I went up every day and did my midday till 7 thing, and it was just wonderful.
Would you do it again if you could?
I would if the timing was right. I thought about that recently, and the timing isn't right now, but it may be at some point.
Because I suppose a thing like that just gives you total space for just painting.
I had no responsibilities, and because I really didn't know anybody there. I mean, at the beginning, it was quite lonesome and strange, but I meet people incredibly easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so after 4.5 months, which is how long I was there, it was almost getting to the stage where I knew too many people and it was getting in the way of my work again,
You'd have to go somewhere else.
Yeah. No, it's
Escape your escape.
my big conflict, the endless
Yeah.
thing. Anyway.
Well, and I suppose it's the conflict of all artists, writers and painters and musicians.
I don't think it is for everybody.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. I think some people aren't
disturbed in that way.
Sociable in that way, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
I mean, I seem to need the people in,
And balance is the thing.
and also I feel responsible for people. So,
That's a female thing.
yes, certainly. A lot of men are much more single-minded than I have been with my work.
Yeah, that's what I think. I know writers that I speak to always say what you need is space. You've just got to have solitude to be able to do the writing. But you're right, it's balance, because some people have an early morning solitude and then live a very busy life.
I discovered actually in Paris, it was quite interesting, because I had no responsibilities, my pattern became clearer, which is that I'm not an early bird. I wish I were. I envy the people who can get up at the crack of dawn and do some solid work, and then they can enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm all the time striving to buckle down and start, and usually I'm starting when everyone else is starting to relax and socialise.
And then they come in and disturb.